Okay, so I've seen this thing on TikTok when I scroll that there are like 15-year-old rappers slash producers who say like, oh, I'm inspired by Kendrick, MF Doom, Kanye, and people like that. Tyler also I see a lot of inspiration from. And I made this beat. Please just leave your comments on here just saying what you think of the beat, what can I improve, blah blah blah. And to all of those people, I have a simple guide for you here. How to 100% all of the time make a really good album. And take that from me. Because I made a song in 3rd grade in school, and I didn't get graded on it because you don't get grades at that time. But still, that's basically the same thing as asking Kanye for those things. So first off, you need to make at least one banger early in your career. That's gonna be, it needs to be a big hit that everyone's gonna like and remember and just, know the actual song. So the most important thing for your banger is you need to make it quite repetitive. Just have simple things over and over again. Just people are going to remember so it doesn't just become a trend. You don't want to be a trend or a fad, you want to stick around. So when you have your banger, release your debut album, which is gonna have not only bangers, but also some more just good songs, if that makes sense. A lot of bangers are good, but not good, if you know what I'm saying. So basically, when you have your first album out, you're gonna quickly use the hype from that album and make another one. Quite quickly, but not too quick, so people are gonna get, bored of you. You are not young boy. You're not gonna release like 88 albums. He probably has less, but you know what I mean. Anyway, the most important thing now is to just get people to remember who you are. You wanna stick out from everyone else. So now, when you actually have a career that has started and is going good, you're gonna wanna do something controversial, like saying that, I don't know, slavery was a choice, that a certain leader between 1933 and 1945 was good, or you wanna just like go up on a stage, take the microphone for someone receiving an award, just saying that they don't deserve it, something like that. And then you're gonna wanna not immediately apologize, but you're gonna wanna say sorry and then just stop releasing music for a while. You can still work on music, that's fine, but just don't release it. And after that, you're gonna start by releasing one single. A single that sounds very good, that people will like, after you've been gone for a couple of years. So that people are gonna feel like, oh, he's actually releasing music and he's not retired, and blah 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 blah. They're gonna start talking about you. And then the most important thing after this controversy, you need to make an actually really good album. Because if you take someone like DaBaby, he said those thing about that LGBTQ thing that people didn't like, and then after that he didn't release any amazing album or something like that. He released a kind of pretty average album, average to bad in my opinion. But if you compare it to Kanye, who had the entirety of the US against him, then when he released Dark Fantasy, that's an incredibly good album, and he was able to just bounce back from the entire controversy and just continue with a stable career. So you need to make an actual good album. You can't just make a half-ass album that people are just gonna forget after a time. You need to make it so that it sticks out, almost to the same level as your debut, which, if you remember, needs to be really good as well. After that, to still make good music, stick to something people are gonna like, but you don't need to stick to it too much. As an example, between To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn, those albums sound pretty differently, but it's still the same, I guess, basic themes and sounds, but they're still quite different. So you kind of want to do like that. You don't need to, you don't need to do a full 180. Like if you compare, I guess, Flower Boy to Igor, or if you take a little bit, if you think a little bit further, Goblin to Igor, you don't need to do a full on 180. If you know it's gonna work, then fine, do it. But if you just still need to do that final thing that makes you stick around, then just do something pretty safe. And then when you actually start to get a lot of interviews, you start to have people recognize you and stuff like that, you're set for life. You don't have to actually make that good music anymore. Take someone like Drake. His first 3 albums, in my opinion, his first 3 real albums, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, and if you're reading this, It's Too Late. I know the last one is a mixtape, but still, those are actually really good albums, in my opinion. But his newest albums have been pretty bad. So you're gonna wanna just, when you're actually big, it doesn't nothing matters anymore. The thing that matters is that you stick around in the public eye. That's the main problem with these artists that just kinda come and go, even though they were really big at one point, because they just just stopped appearing in public places. People just kind of forgot about them. Or it's gonna be, if you're gonna wanna just disappear for a while, you need to still have people talking about you when you disappear. As an example, I know I have a lot of examples right now, but it's the best way of explaining this. Frank Ocean, he hasn't released music in, I think, 4 years, and his last album was 8 years ago now, I think, which is really a long time ago, but still. People still talk about him all of the time, because he actually had a lot of skill. And now you're gonna see the pre-recorded video, but still, he had a lot of skill and actually can sing amazingly. And then someone like Kendrick, between them and Mr. Morale, because he had been so important to the culture, he could just disappear for 5 years and not release anything, or I guess not really release anything himself. He was on some features, but he didn't release anything himself. So that's the main thing, or I guess the only thing I'm gonna talk about now, because I need to go to school, because school is important. Don't become a college dropout. Unless your name is Kanye West, then that's completely fine. But anyway, remember, like and subscribe, because at 50 subs, I'm gonna do a little Q&A. I'm gonna put up a thing on my community note. I think it's called community notes, but that place. And you're gonna have to just send in some questions. So that's everything for now. Yeah, see you later.